This is a show where we do exclusive talks with successful entrepreneurs from all around the world. You hear their stories, their challenges, and advice that you can use when starting your own business. Take notes and take action. Let's go. Hi, I'm your host Angelo Genao, and welcome to Build Different, episode number 6. How a 17-year-old entrepreneur is hustling his way to his dream life. Our next guest is Doerksen, a 17-year-old entrepreneur that knew from a young age that he wanted to do more with his life. He currently runs a social media management agency, an eBay store, and dabbles in consulting. He's providing so much value online with his YouTube videos and his Journey to Success podcast. He's doing all this work and he's still in high school. Stick around to the end for my top takeaways, and without any further ado, here's the story. Before we get into the talk, let's give thanks to our good friends over at Skillshare for supporting the show. Skillshare is a service where you can learn new skills online, such as filmmaking, business, design, or even photography. And there's over 23,000 classes from experts from around the world. Skillshare is honestly a great place to get started if you're trying to expand your current skill set or even learn and try something that you've never tried before. If you're interested in learning a new skill or want to see my top recommended classes for entrepreneurs, click the link below. The first 500 people that sign up are going to get the first 2 months for free and receive an invitation to our secret Facebook community of entrepreneurs. Once you sign up, you'll have access to unlimited premium courses, and if for any reason you don't like it, Skillshare makes it super easy to cancel within your trial period without getting charged. So if you want to learn a new skill and be a part of the first 500 people that get 2 months free, make sure to click the link below. Now back to the show.
My name is Doerksen. I'm 17. I have a social media marketing agency called JLT Media. I have a little eBay business on the side, do a little bit of consulting. Started off with Shopify, kind of got off of that, kind of teach it a little bit, but, mostly focusing on my marketing agency as well as my YouTube and my podcast.
Yeah. Well, tell me, how did you get started with social media marketing?
Okay, yeah, for sure. So basically the way I found out about it was obviously through like Ty Lopez and all that. Yeah. I never really took his course just because I didn't really see that much value in it considering the price. So what I did do is I got into James Brinker's course when he got it. It was about $30 and now it's free. So I got into there, went through that a few times. And then, after about 6 months of studying all this stuff, I actually finally started my agency.
Yeah. And how's it been so far from the moment you started to now?
It's been good. I mean, there's obviously been a lot of struggles, especially with having to do the sales part because I'm naturally more of an introverted person.
Okay.
Having to pick up the phone 30, 50, maybe 100 times a day and do the cold calls is definitely the biggest struggle. Yeah. And then, having to retain that client after you get that. But, despite those struggles, I'm still definitely doing well. I mean, ups and downs are still there, but, it's still rising and still doing better every month.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many businesses out these days, a lot of online businesses, a lot of different things that you can do as an entrepreneur. What made you decide on, social media marketing and eBay?
With social media marketing, I kind of see a longevity to it, more so than Shopify.
Okay.
Especially since the crowd and the masses of people are moving towards Shopify, not so much towards social media marketing. Yeah, a lot more people are starting agencies, but with Shopify, everybody and their mother has a Shopify store. Can you
tell us more about the Shopify part when you got into it? What happened there?
Yeah. So basically, how I started is I want to say October of last year. So I opened my first store. I was so hyped. I spent 2 weeks working on it. I was like, okay, this is dope. I'm about to have the best store ever. About to make a few $100s my first day. Mm-hmm. So I launched 2 ads on pages. I had like about 200K followers each. And I got maybe 7 visits total, no sales. And, I kept trying at that, failing. And then eventually I had my first $100 day, then my first $200 day, then my first $300 day, and it just kept scaling like that. Yeah. But, I just kept finding it increasingly like less profitable. So then I moved over into social media marketing and eBay.
Okay. And were you doing the same techniques when you started seeing results from Shopify? The same techniques over and over again consistently?
Well, marketing-wise, no. Product research, no, I definitely didn't. Okay. It was definitely probably the product and the page. It didn't necessarily line up exactly. I wasn't doing my good enough market research, I wasn't doing product research either. That was really well. I was like, okay, I think this will work. I'll use this instead of actually going with the facts. Like, okay, this is kind of trending right now with Google Trends. People are starting to buy these more. I'm starting to see these. I should sell this. And then marketing-wise, my copyright kind of sucked.
Okay.
It was more so like, okay, here's this product. We're having a sale. Buy now. It was instead of more like, okay, here's this product. Here's your problem. Here's how you fix it.
Okay.
You should probably buy this.
Yeah. Were you doing like the drop shipping
Yeah,
method?
Shopify drop shipping.
Mm-hmm. So were you finding products from like AliExpress, Alibaba, and then
Yeah. I was using AliExpress as my supplier. Now with eBay, I'm using Amazon.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, so from there you went on to social media marketing. And
yes, exactly.
How do you go about finding clients?
Well, it depends. The main ways I will get my clients out there is either through referrals, which like I'll provide like a referral thing. So if a client refers me, I'll knock off 50% of their bill for that month. Or if a friend refers me, I'll give them like a 50% commission. And then cold calls is my main way. I'll try to knock out anywhere from 25 to 50 per day. It's kind of hard with school, obviously. And since school's coming around, I'm looking to hire some salespeople right now. With that, I'll be also like providing like a 50% commission with the client. Then also do LinkedIn. So I have like a little automated process there where it'll like with certain softwares, it'll auto add a bunch of people like in a certain industry in a certain geographic location. So I can fill out certain criteria I want that person to fit. And then from there, I can just send them auto messages.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
You got that locked down, man. Have you?
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned that, sales has been like a challenge, like especially with the cold calls. How are you overcoming that? What are you doing to overcome that?
Mostly, the two ways I'm doing that has to be, one, having my business partner there. Okay. My business partner is more of an extroverted person. He's been doing this kind of stuff for a while, working in either retail or doing sales for people. So it kind of helps to have like somebody there. Like when you feel like putting down the phone, they say, "Bro, get at it, do it again." Oh yeah. And another thing about it is like right here, I have a board that I have where it's just a bunch of stuff I have to ask myself when I feel like quitting. So it says, do I want to work a crappy job? Do I want to stress about not having enough money to go where I want and do what I want? Do I really want to just be another statistic of the middle class myth? Why did I start this? So then I just look at that and have to ask myself, and then just think about it for a few minutes and then get right back at it.
That's so cool, man. So you look at that board, and anytime you feel discouraged, you feel
for the most part.
You can't do it, so you just look at that board and just get re-inspired, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. Let's talk about your goals, your business goals.
Business goals? Okay.
Yeah, some of your business goals. What are you looking to do, long term or short term?
Well, my main goal right now is just solely focus on marketing agency. The eBay business is more on the side. I'm not putting enough work into that because I just don't have the time. I want to grow my agency to where it's making $10,000 a month. And I want to get to the point. I'm doing mostly gyms right now and restaurants. I want to get to the car dealerships. I want to get to the BMW and the Porsche car dealerships. That's what I want to get to, because that'd be maybe potentially $5,000 to $10,000 monthly retainers. From there, I also want to be able to hire more employees, so where I can focus more on sales, and they're doing the Facebook ads, the photography, and all that. From there, I also want to start an ATM business from the money from there, make some more residual income. Get into more consultancy. I want to start doing consultancy, and then get my YouTube channel up. It's the channel's like not growing that much, so I want to be able to put more work into that.
Of course, yes. And I know you mentioned Ty Lopez earlier. I know that he has a ton of students, a ton of like people that grew interest on social media marketing. How are you standing out from the crowd? What makes you different?
Different from the crowd? I think it's just there's very few people out there who actually care. A lot of people are out there just looking to make a quick buck, and those are the people that are going to be gone, and they're not going to last a long time. Like not to say any names, I'm not going to say any names, but there are some people who just provide a little bit of value, and then try to like slam a $1,000 course down your throat, and like advertise it to these kids, try to sell them on a lifestyle when they pour all their money into a course that may not work. I want to monetize my personal brand. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to provide enough value to where it's worth it. Kind of like the Gary Vaynerchuk kind of mindset, where you want to provide so much value to people for free to where they don't even have to pay. I feel like a lot of people don't care enough to provide the value. They don't see the long-term ROI on providing free value.
Yeah, definitely. Well said. And for those that want to take on a business like this, social media marketing, what would you say? Can you just walk me through like your day to day? What does it entail to be a social media marketing in an agency like yours? What does it
Yeah.
walk me from the moment you wake up to the moment you leave the office?
Okay, so I'm 17 right now. I'm still in school. Sadly, I'm in my senior year. Just started today.
Oh, congrats!
So basically, yeah, thanks, man. Basically, my day-to-day routine is I wake up at 6. I'm trying to get more into like waking up at 5 a.m. Try to get in that habit. Wake up at 6. I'll read and I'll drink some coffee, meditate a little bit, and then I'll get ready for school because I wasted a lot of time in the morning just sleeping. So I need to rush to get to school. Get to school around 7:20, and then I have a marketing entrepreneurship class from 7:30 to 10:30.
Okay.
And then free period and / lunch all the way till 12:30. So I don't have to be back at school till 12:30. From there, I'll do either probably some cold calls or some client outreach. From there, get back to my house around 3:30.
Okay.
And do some more cold calls. Around 4:30, go to the gym for about an hour. Come back around 5:30, eat, and then from there I will do some work for clients on Facebook ads.
Okay.
Do some cold emails, send those out, some LinkedIn stuff, and then at that point it's probably 8 o'clock, and then I'll do homework if I haven't started yet, and then from there watch courses, read some more, and then go to bed.
Oh, cool, man. That's so cool that you're doing school and have your own business. You're 17 years old and you're doing this. Is there any aspect where you get stressed at all?
Definitely, 100%.
How do you manage that?
Well, the way I try to manage it more is just by doing what needs to be done first and get that out of the way first. So, like, for example, I just had something to do for math that I really didn't want to do. I was going to put it off, but instead I just decided to, crank it out of the way now, and then it's just out of the way, and I don't feel a need to do that. I think the way I just manage it is by, put things first. Like, if I want to go hang out with somebody, say, no, I have to do this first, and then I can finish it sooner, I can finish it faster, and then I'm able to relax and, ease my mind and clear my head.
Yes, I like that. That. What would you say, because this takes a certain amount of skill, right?
Yeah.
What would you say some of the characteristics, some characteristics that a business owner like you needs to have for someone that wants to start this business? What do they need to have in order to be successful?
Obviously I don't consider myself successful at all.
Okay.
I feel like I haven't done crap. But I feel the traits for most successful people are number one, awareness. So you have to be aware, like, okay, I suck at this. I need to bring someone in to help me with this. Or, I'm aware these are my skills. These are what I'm not good at. And, I'm doing this wrong. So you need to be aware of what you're doing good, what you're doing bad, and, what you need to fix. Number two, I think it's got to be resilience and persistence.
Yes.
So, like, if you're doing 50 cold calls and you need to make sure you don't give up by, like, 20. You need to, like, push through. Most of all, I think it has to be, hitting your numbers. You have to know how to hit your numbers, and whether that's meaning sending 1,000 cold emails a day, doing a bunch of LinkedIn outreach a day, and doing 50 to 100 cold calls a day. Set those numbers and hit them, because if you don't, you're just going to regret it later on, and you're going to feel guilty.
Yeah, I agree with that. And on a scale of 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
How happy are you that you made the decision to start when you did, and why?
I'm happy I started, but honestly, I wish I could have discovered this sooner. The reason I discovered it was I talk about this in my podcast. I was I used to be a boxer. I used to be a competitive boxer, and I took a really bad punch in sparring, and that I'm like, okay, I need to find something else to do. This isn't going to be a long-term thing now. So then I just stumbled upon business like last year. I'm definitely happy that I got started on this path. So 10 that I started, but I obviously wish I could have started sooner, because I feel like it was so much more ahead.
Yeah, I hear that. But think of like what you learned throughout this journey. Everything happens for a reason,
Yeah, 100%.
So I mean, you started at the right time, in my opinion. Yeah. If you had the chance to go back in time, that being said, would you change anything at all? Would you tell yourself something, or would you adjust anything if you had the chance to?
No, I don't think I would, honestly. I mean,
Okay.
because yes, it could have a positive impact, but I feel like everything is the way it is for a reason,
Yeah.
and everything happens for a reason. And that's not just because you know what am I thinking? What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, and you're just gonna have to react to that. Everything's like I believe personally, everything is like 150, like 100,
Yeah.
200 years. Everything is going to be the way it is. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
all set. I don't know what I'm saying. It's like it's all set in stone already. Like everything's going to happen, and you can't really change that. But what you can change is, I'm trying to find the words right here. Hold on.
No, I feel you,
Okay,
man.
so the way I think about it is like 200 years down the line. That's all set out already. That's going to happen. And, you can't change what's going to happen. Everything is just destiny in a way.
Exactly.
But I feel it's my destiny to work hard and get to that point. So I'm going to achieve it, and I feel like if I keep working, then it is set in stone, and that's going to happen. It just needs time,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
that's a little. I don't know.
No, man. If like this is destiny. It's like like this. I know exactly what you mean. This outcome here is gonna impact this. No matter
Yeah.
which way I do it, this is gonna be the outcome. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean. It's destiny. It's what you're meant to do. So let me give you a little scenario here. Now, most of our listeners are bootstrapping, right? They're doing this with a low budget, just trying to make it grind and grind and grind.
Yeah.
If you were stranded like in a random city somewhere, right? And you
Yeah.
only had your laptop and $150 to your name. What steps will you take to build your business again, or what business will you start to make a little bit of money?
hmm I think I'd do what I started with, and that was two things. I was doing stuff for people like washing cars, putting together furniture, mowing lawns, walking
Mhm.
dogs, all that. So I'd probably use $25, put it towards flyers and stuff like that.
Yes.
Join a bunch of like community Facebook groups, like neighborhoods have Facebook groups. Say, hey, I just moved in, wondering if I'm raising money for this team, or I'm raising money for this charity or something. Not necessarily charity. That's kind of unethical, but like I used to say like I'm raising money for my sports team. Can I wash somebody's car for you? Or so I do that, and what I would do personally is undercharge them a little bit for what you usually charge, and then you just get fat tips, and you'd probably get people coming back because you're going to charge less, but they're still going to give you fat tips. Like for example, I washed a car once. They had me wash 3, and I usually charge like $20 per car, so it'd be 60. Well, I charge them 35 instead. I got $75 total. So you're just gonna get fat tips. So put the customer first, undercharge them, and then they'll just give you fat tips. And then the other thing I do is flipping on eBay.
Okay.
Going to Goodwill, garage sales, any flea markets, any of that, and then just pulling up eBay if you see something good, and then selling it on there.
Yeah. That Gary Vee, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
If just to wrap this up a bit, if you have just one piece of advice to give a listener that's really trying to make it happen for them, really trying to make a business or follow their dreams, what would you say to them?
That's tough. One piece of advice would have to be, I like whenever somebody asks me like, what advice do you have for me? I say, 1, find something you love. 2, find somebody to teach you about that, and 3, go all in. So those are like my steps like that. I think a lot of people that get to success do. They find something they really love. It could be business, it could be sports, it could be, who knows, dance or something. And then like find a mentor, find somebody to teach you. It doesn't have to be in person. It could be a course or something. And then go all in and don't give up.
Yes, well said, bro. And just to wrap things up, do you want to, say any last messages, pieces of advice, any shout outs, anything at all?
Yeah, I just gotta say, don't give up. Keep working at it. I mean, it took me like 2 months to get my first store, my first sale on Shopify. It took me 3 months to get my first social media marketing client. Just don't give up. I mean, there are going to be times you're going to want to quit, and you're just going to have to picture yourself 10, 15 years down the road. Do you want to see yourself as a failure, as, wishing you didn't give up in the future, like think how you don't want your life to be. And then if you give up, that may just be exactly how it is, working in a corporate job, stuck in traffic, back and forth from your 9 to 5 job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't want to be there, then don't give up, because giving up is just
Gonna put you
it's
right
the
back.
recipe for failure, obviously. And then you know, obviously just follow me on my Instagram at JJC Doerksen, like Doerksen, and you know, just also you guys can connect with me on YouTube and my podcast, which is the Journey to Success podcast.
Yes. 17 years old, man. Thank you so much for
Of course,
jumping on this call. I do appreciate it. If you need anything at all, reach out to me, and I'll let you know as soon as this is posted, all right? Here are my top takeaways. Stay consistent. JJ knows that in order for him to get new clients, he needs to make anywhere between 25 and 50 cold calls a day. He's managed to stay consistent in this process and is able to maintain a steady stream of clients asking for his business. It's important to give your process time to work, so stay patient and consistent. Know your why. JJ keeps a board of affirmations near his workspace that helps remind him why he started his journey. As an entrepreneur, you're going to have moments of discouragement, but knowing why you started can help pick your spirit back up and make you continue climbing. Provide value. JJ is able to stand out from his competition because he does something that they aren't doing, and that's providing free value up front. He knows that investing and giving valuable information to his audience will eventually give him big time ROI in the long run. That's all for today. If you like what you see, consider subscribing and press that notification bell to be notified when we post. If you or anyone you know would like to share their business story, feel free to send an email in the description below. Today's quote: "Don't let others convince you that the idea is good when your gut tells you it's bad." Kevin Rose, co-founder of Dig. Peace.